All right, so we're diving into coffee makers today.
Sounds delicious.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Seems like you're ready to ditch the coffee shop lines and start brewing some magic at home.
that's the goal.
And you've even sent over some research to guide us, which I always appreciate,
Of course.
especially this article. Best Coffee Makers for Beginners. Find your perfect brew.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Really lays it all out there. And it seems like you're looking for something user-friendly, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely. For a beginner, it's all about that balance,
Right.
Not too simple that it's limiting,
Mm-hmm.
but not so feature-packed that it's intimidating.
Exactly. We want you to enjoy the process, not feel like you need an engineering degree to make a cup of coffee.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Well, the article starts off strong with a classic. The Keurig K-Elite.
Ah, yes, the Keurig.
It's almost become synonymous with easy coffee these days, wouldn't you
Oh,
say?
sure, for sure.
Single serve, pop in a pod, and boom, you've got your caffeine fix.
And the K-Elite in particular has that strong brew setting if you need a little extra oomph in the morning.
Oh yeah, good for those extra tough mornings.
But one thing to consider with Keurigs is the cost of those pods. They can add up over time.
That's very true. And they're not the most environmentally friendly option either.
Right.
So maybe not the most sustainable choice long term, but definitely convenient.
Definitely convenient.
So moving on to something that bridges the gap between pods and, well, real coffee, shall we say.
Let's do it.
We've got the Hamilton Beach FlexBrew.
Interesting.
This one's a bit of a hybrid. It does both single cups and a full carafe.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
So it's a good choice if you like options.
Definitely. Appeals to a wider range of, coffee needs.
Absolutely. And it has a programmable timer, which is a lifesaver for those busy mornings.
Oh, I love that feature. Wake up to the smell of freshly brewed coffee. Yes, please.
Now you're making me crave a cup.
Okay,
But before we get too sidetracked, let's talk about the Ninja Specialty Coffee Maker.
the Ninja. This one sounds interesting.
This one is for the coffee enthusiast who wants to experiment with different styles. We're talking iced coffee lattes, even a built-in frother.
Wow, a built-in frother. That's pretty fancy.
Right. It's like having a mini coffee shop on your counter.
Sounds a bit intimidating for a beginner, though.
That's a fair point. It does have more bells and whistles than some of the other machines we've talked about.
So maybe not the best choice for someone who just wants a simple cup of coffee.
Yeah, you might end up with a lot of features you never actually use.
But if you're willing to put in the time to learn all the different settings, it could be a lot of fun.
For sure, for sure. And speaking of fun, let's move on to something a little more hands-on. The AeroPress.
AeroPress, I've heard of those.
It's a manual coffee maker, so you're in control of every step of the brewing process.
Oh, interesting.
It's also super portable, so it's great for travel or camping trips.
I can see the appeal of that.
Yeah, you can enjoy a quality cup of coffee no matter where you are.
That's pretty cool.
Now, on the other end of the spectrum, we have the good old Mr. Coffee 12-cup coffee maker.
Ah, classic.
This is your no-frills, dependable drip coffee maker.
Simple and effective.
Exactly. Just good old-fashioned coffee. And it's usually very affordable.
Can't beat that.
Plus, it has that auto pause feature, so you can sneak a cup before the whole pot's finished brewing.
We all know that feeling.
Okay, and last but not least, we have the Breville Bambino. Plus,
Ooh, the Breville.
if you're serious about your espresso, this one is worth considering.
So we're talking lattes, cappuccinos, all that good stuff.
You got it. It even has an automatic milk frother to make things even easier.
So it really is like having a cafe experience at home.
Exactly, though it is one of the pricier options on our list.
Yeah, those fancy features don't come cheap.
But for the true espresso lover, it might be a worthwhile investment.
Definitely something to consider.
So there you have it, a whole range of coffee makers for every taste and budget.
This is great. So much to think about.
We've gone from simple and affordable to high-tech and sophisticated.
But we haven't even talked about the most important ingredient yet. The coffee beans.
You're absolutely right. Luckily, you've also sent over some information about oval mugs, coffee.
Oh, yeah. They do those coffee subscriptions, right?
Exactly. And they seem to have a really interesting approach. They tailor their blends to different brewing methods.
I was just reading about that. That's pretty cool. I've never seen that before.
I know, right? They really take into account how the brewing process impacts the final flavor of the coffee.
That's a level of detail I appreciate.
So a good coffee subscription could be a game changer, especially for someone just starting out.
Absolutely. Takes the guesswork out of finding good beans.
Well, we've covered the machines, we've touched on the beans. Are you feeling caffeinated yet?
Almost. But I am definitely ready to hear more about which of these machines would be the best fit for you.
That's exactly what we're going to dive into next. In Part 2, we'll get personal and help you narrow down your choices based on your needs, your budget, and your coffee dreams.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of different machines,
We have.
but now let's shift gears a bit and
Okay.
talk about, well,
All right, time to get personal.
exactly. Because choosing the right coffee maker isn't just about features.
Right.
It's about finding one that fits your lifestyle.
Your coffee dreams.
And your budget, too, of course.
So let's imagine your ideal coffee routine for a moment.
Okay, I like this.
Are you the type who's rushing out the door in the morning,
Yeah.
travel mug in hand, barely awake?
Guilty as charged.
Or are you more of a leisurely weekend brunch type?
Ooh, with a newspaper and a whole pot of coffee.
See, those two scenarios probably call for very different coffee makers.
You're absolutely right.
If speed and convenience are your top priorities,
Yeah.
then something like the Keurig K-Elite or even the Mr. Coffee with its auto pause feature,
Makes sense.
those would be good choices.
But if you're picturing yourself as a bit of a home barista,
Oh, yeah.
experimenting with different techniques, maybe even some latte art,
Getting fancy.
then the AeroPress or the Breville Bambino Plus might be more your style.
Those are definitely for the more hands-on coffee lover.
And speaking of hands-on, how much time are you realistically willing to spend on your coffee routine each morning?
That's a good question. Some people need that caffeine hit, ASIP.
Totally.
Others enjoy the whole ritual.
Yeah.
Grinding the beans, measuring the water, savoring the process.
It's a mindfulness thing.
It can be. And, of course, a single-serve machine like the Keurig is the quickest option.
For sure.
But even a manual method like the AeroPress can be surprisingly fast.
It only takes a couple of minutes, right?
Less than 2 minutes for a really good cup of coffee.
Impressive.
Now, let's not forget about cleanup.
Oh, yeah. Nobody likes a messy kitchen.
Some machines like the Keurig are super easy to clean.
Just toss the pod and you're done.
Exactly. Others, like the Ninja Specialty Coffee Maker with all its different parts.
Or the Breville with the milk frother.
Those might require a bit more effort.
So it's all about trade-offs.
It is. It is. You gain versatility with some machines, but you might sacrifice a bit of simplicity in the cleanup department.
True, true. And speaking of trade-offs, let's talk budget.
Oh yeah, the all-important budget.
We've got machines here ranging from under $50 to over $500.
Quite a range.
It's important to be realistic about how much you're comfortable spending.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And remember, a good coffee maker should last you for years.
So it might be worth investing a bit more up front.
You get what you pay for, as they say.
And don't forget about ongoing costs.
Good point.
Those Keurig pods can really add up over time.
While using ground coffee, whether it's with the Hamilton Beach FlexBrew or the AeroPress,
Yeah.
that's generally more economical in the long run.
And then there's the cost of the beans themselves.
Right. Which brings us back to Oval Mugs Coffee and their subscription service.
Full circle.
If you're not quite ready to become a coffee bean expert,
Yeah.
a subscription can take the guesswork out of finding high-quality beans.
It's like having a personal coffee curator.
Exactly. They do all the research, source the beans, experiment with different roasts.
You don't have to.
It's pretty awesome.
It is. Now, speaking of beans, have you thought about what kind of coffee flavors you're drawn to?
That's a really important consideration.
It is, because it can influence your choice of machine.
Even your choice of bean.
Exactly. Are you a fan of bold, dark roasts?
Or do you prefer something lighter and brighter?
And what about espresso? Are you craving those rich, intense flavors?
Or are you more of a classic drip coffee person?
Because within those categories, there's a whole world of nuances to explore.
Oh, for sure. From fruity and floral Ethiopian coffees.
To chocolatey and nutty Sumatran beans.
That's like choosing a wine.
You got it. There's a coffee out there for every palate.
Discovering different origins and roasts can be a really fun experience.
Absolutely. And a good subscription service like Oval Mugs can guide you through that.
They can help you find your perfect match.
Now, beyond flavor, what about the overall experience? What kind of vibe are you going for in your kitchen?
Ooh, the vibe. I like that.
Are you envisioning a sleek and modern setup?
Maybe with a minimalist machine like the Breville,
Or are you more drawn to a cozy and rustic feel?
with a classic drip coffee maker like the Mr. Coffee.
It's all about finding a machine that not only makes great coffee,
Right.
but also fits aesthetically with your kitchen and your personal style.
Because let's be honest, a coffee maker isn't just an appliance.
It's a part of your home decor.
So true. And a well-chosen coffee maker can even be a conversation starter.
People will be curious about that unique AeroPress on your counter.
Or that sleek Breville machine.
Who knows? You might even inspire them to start their own coffee journey.
I love that.
Because at the end of the day, it's all about sharing the joy of good coffee.
So we've covered a lot of ground here,
I have.
from practical considerations like budget and cleanup.
To more personal aspects like flavor preferences and aesthetics.
Are you starting to get a sense of what kind of coffee maker might be the perfect fit for you?
Because in part 3, we're going to bring it all together
We'll revisit each machine, weigh the pros and cons,
and help you make that final decision.
get ready to embark on your coffee adventure. Okay, so we've done all the exploring,
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
and now it's time for the big decision.
The moment of truth.
Which coffee maker is coming home with you?
Are you ready to choose your coffee soulmate?
I think so, but let's recap quickly.
Okay, good idea.
Convenience and speed were high on your list,
Right.
but you're also open to branching out beyond basic brews.
Experimenting a little.
Exactly. And budget-wise, let's stick to that mid-range we talked about.
So not the cheapest, but not breaking the bank either.
Perfect. All right, where do we start?
Well, if we're talking ease and affordability,
Yeah.
the Keurig K-Elite and the Mr. Coffee are still strong contenders.
The Keurig is definitely the king of quick.
Pop in a pod and go.
But those pods aren't the most eco-friendly.
Yeah, you're right about that.
The Mr. Coffee is a bit more sustainable
Classic. Drip coffee. No pods needed.
and a really solid choice for the price.
It is. It is. But what if you're feeling adventurous?
Okay, let's get adventurous. The Hamilton Beach FlexBrew is a good option for dipping your toes into more than just basic brewing.
You can use pods and ground coffee with that one.
So it gives you that flexibility.
But if you really want to unleash your inner barista,
Okay, here we go.
the Ninja Specialty Coffee Maker and the Breville Bambino Plus are in a league of their own.
The Ninja can do it all.
Iced coffee, lattes, even regular drip.
And it has that built-in frother for those fancy drinks.
But it does have a bit of a learning curve.
That's true. You'll need to practice to get those latte art skills down.
Then we have the AeroPress, which is a completely different beast.
That's the one for the coffee purists.
It's all manual, so you control every variable.
Grind size, water temperature, everything.
Plus, it's portable, so you can take it anywhere.
I can see that one being a hit on camping trips.
Definitely. And for the ultimate espresso experience.
Ah, yes, the Breville Bambino Plus.
It's like having your own personal coffee shop at home. Creamy lattes, perfect cappuccinos, all at your fingertips.
But it is a bit of an investment.
True, but it's a one-time cost that could save you money in the long run.
No more daily trips to the coffee shop.
Exactly. So what are you leaning towards?
It's a tough choice. I think it comes down to this.
Okay, lay in on me.
Picture yourself in your kitchen making coffee with each of these machines.
Visualize it.
Which one brings a smile to your face?
Which one feels like the perfect fit?
Because ultimately, the best coffee maker is the one that makes you happy.
The one that helps you create those little moments of joy in your day.
And remember, once you've made your choice,
The journey doesn't end there.
it's all about finding those perfect beans.
Whether you explore local roasters or try a subscription service like Oval Mugs,
Those beans are the heart and soul of your coffee experience.
they really are.
So go forth, embrace your coffee journey,
Experiment, explore, have fun.
and may your mornings be filled with delicious aromas and that perfect first sip that makes you feel ready to conquer the day.
Okay, cheers to that. Happy brewing, everyone.